Hey guys. Okay, so let's get you guys a message for Friday evening. It's pretty early evening here, but I'm going to give you a message um, regarding Venus in retrograde. So that's going to be happening tomorrow. Venus in retrograde is essentially where it takes the ego and dulls it. And then things that we've wanted to do or that we know we've needed to do that our ego has kind of pulled us back from or told us, where we get in our head, those things are going to be less, I guess, hindered by our ego. So that is what is happening tomorrow. And also the sun goes into Leo. So sun is about self and illuminating, learning about yourself in a powerful way. Leo is about power, and we are heading into Leo season out of Cancer season. So, all right. Let's see here. Actually, I'll pull these guys over here. Okay, so what message do you want me to give to the collective? Because these were off camera, I'll shuffle again. But what message do you want for the collective for Friday and Venus in retrograde? So, why? A lot of you guys are questioning why things are happening, why you feel this way, why certain things have played out, why, if you're spiritually awakening and on your journey, why the heck are you on this journey? At least that is why I questioned so often, my environment and my life and what I was thinking and feeling and how crazy all of this felt. Oh, and two more. Okay. So to the sea, number 7 card. This is a number 31 card, which is a 4 in numerology. So to the sea and co-create. So maybe there are some of you who need to take some action, and or your person needs to take some action towards something to work with somebody, either in relationships, partnerships, working with family. And you're wondering, why do you have to go that direction, or why do you have to leave something behind? Why do you have to, be on a certain path or go a certain direction? To the sea is about being in the flow and recognizing how things are put together. And so here's the question of why this has to happen, or why this decision has to take place. And this is about putting the pieces together for understanding, and then being able to execute and co-create in a powerful way that brings in manifestations, right? So this is essentially about the process of figuring out the answers that you might be looking for. So we're going to see what this relates to. Okay, so what are we talking about here? Why is the Y card here? Let's go for that first. What is the Y card about? What is the Y card about? And then what is the To the Sea card about? And what's collective supposed to be co-creating? So the Y is because of some shocking events, sudden events, things that have, this is like the Tower card in tarot, fast changes, things that feeling like you're out of time, new chapter, new energy starting. And so there has to be shift and change to be able to grow and and learn and move. When you stay stagnant, it tends to create a negative um, pull on your energy and just in your vibration. So there always needs to be some type of uh, reinvention of whatever it is that you are, that your intuition is essentially um, keeping as resonant in your head. Uh, this could also be about the fact that there's quite a few people who are spiritually awakening to new truths. There's information coming about. There is a lot of new decisions being made. What is to the sea? So Capricorn energy. So this is Capricorn is the devil card in tarot, which the devil card is about endings and new beginnings. So ending, this is about so Capricornian energy, ambitious, serious, practical, resourceful. So putting the pieces together, using the knowledge that you have, the endurance, patience, using all of these uh, essential tools that you have to put a picture together that is a longer term vision, something that's going to help you grow over a long period of time. This is being disciplined, coming back to yourself, keeping your own agendas and, um, you're organizing your life around the direction that you want to be going, the decisions that you want to be making. Um, and in doing so, then you can co-create with another person in your life in a non-dependent, um, way. It's a, instead of a codependent, it's called an interdependent relationship where you are going alongside somebody. Your paths are going together to share life with somebody, but not have to um, hook on and hang on to somebody else for validation of your own self-worth, or um, just validation of you know who you are, if you're going in the right direction, if you're doing it right. That that validation comes from within you. And being also, this tells me of finding your own way. Anybody who is maybe holding you back or being obsessed with keeping you low or keeping you at a level that they are at potentially, which could be lower vibration. um, Being able to break away from that and move beyond obsessions and addictions and people who want to hold you back, or even if you yourself want to hold you back. So, okay, co-create. What is collective doing as far as co-creating? Okay, so I feel like I need to take both of those because they popped out. So challenges, time for action, break through old blocks and patterns, kind of like that, push through and stop at nothing, doing the work and momentum. So this huge burst of energy and knowledge, ideas, know-how, is why this is happening. It's trying to create breakthroughs for you. Okay, and then this is 12th house energy, which is Pluto. This reminds me of Pluto energy. Spirituality, healing, unseen realms, subconscious mind, solitude, karma, forgiveness, limiting beliefs. So this is a lot about closing out cycles as well, and making it past these challenges. So in understanding the whys of what's taking place and then getting yourself to a point where you can co-create with somebody, this partnership or this coming together with somebody is going to help heal wounds or old blocks, old thinking, old ways of thinking, chains, there's going to be a benefit in co-creating with somebody. Oh, and co-create too. That's funny. It wanted me to pull two cards and it's talking about co-creating with somebody, to maybe give you perspective on either energetically or in the 3D of maybe a new way, a new perspective, a new way of doing something or of managing something or thinking about something. I mean, that's what counselors are for, right? Is to kind of listen, sit back, and then say, well, have you thought about have you thought about this, or did you try this, or and some, a lot of times come out of there going, wow, I didn't think about that, or I never even looked at it like that. I never saw that was, you know, maybe what the issue was. So let's jump into the tarot, and we're just going to kind of see what wants to come out as far as if this is you, and if you're waiting on your person to go through this process, if this is you going through this process. I think that all of us are going through the same type of energy. It's just maybe in a different way. Maybe somebody's dealing with a business partnership and needing to come up with a new business plan or strategy. Others, it's about relationships and healing, family relationships, or healing romantic relationships, coming back together, or deciding to move on, um, uh, with somebody else. Co-create, though, coming together within yourself, maybe your masculine and feminine coming together, to balance out, and you being able to feel more like you are empowered, um, from that. So that's a lot of transformational. I mean, the death card, uh, or sorry, wait, Scorpion. Why did I say that? So maybe it is transformational. Maybe there is some, I was thinking that this was a death card. So the devil, this Capricornian energy is the devil card in the tarot. Devil card is about obsession, addictions, um, feeling stuck, being held back. But if I did say the death card, which is Scorpion energy, this could be related to that as far as transformational, because the Tower is Scorpionic energy as well, transformational change. So that could be why. Okay, so what's happening for the collective? Yeah, oh, look. So as I'm speaking, Ten of Swords, endings. So let me lay this out here. Reciprocity, equality is a lot of what finding what's fair, finding what you want, receiving as well as giving, giving as well as receiving. That's a lot of what this is talking about. So hang on, and I will. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we are talking about, this is Ten of Swords. There's somebody here. There's a lot of endings, a lot, because out of 4 10s, okay, there's a Ten of Swords, a Ten of Cups, a Ten of Coins. All that we're missing is the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards in the deck, because that's about it all. It all, as far as mentally, physically, family, financially. And that's what's missing. And that could be what we are all trying to get to, that point, obviously. And in doing so, what's going to be fair, what's going to rest well, on our laurels when we get to a certain point. And somebody, either you or your person, is dealing with some type of ending happening right now. Ten of Swords. An ending has taken place. there was a great understanding and patience and balancing out of energy for this ending to take place. Somebody needed to take action because something was not fair. It was not. So the six of coins is about reciprocity. Um, Something wasn't fair in a situation, and it was blatantly unfair. And through awakening and through a shocking, moment in time or epiphany or aha moment, somebody woke to the fact that, listen, I can't do this anymore. This is not something that is good for me. I'm losing who I am through this. This could be you in waiting for somebody, or tolerating something in a relationship or family dynamic or in a business partnership. um, there's been a lack of emotional substance and feeling fulfilled, whatever this relationship is. And in all of these endings, all of these tens, ending, 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 right? Within all of this, is changing the dynamics. The energy is changing. Obviously, the North Node just changed into Aries. This is about push forward. So this is more of the Taurian energy that was sitting behind us, and more of that contemplative, stubborn, um, grounded energy. And now it's moving forward, and towers are happening, shifts are, transforming us, events are taking place, reinvention of who we are because of the balancing out of the energy to push us forward, and realizing what is and what isn't suiting us or benefiting us, or of our, and we've just had it. Like somebody here had just had it. And so through this temperance energy, Sagittarian energy. So I've got let's see, Virgo energy here, Sagittarian energy, um, and then Capricorn. I mean, as far as like majors out here, but there's just been a lack of feeling fulfilled, emotionally happy. This has a lot to do with, if there was a real go getter type of energy that was coming about, but not allowing to be receptive or to receive, then this Ten of Cups is very much about the feminine energy. Um, Too much masculine, and not a lot of receiving, which I know that a lot of the divine feminine, that's what they had to do to survive, is throw their masculine energy, in front of that feminine energy, because they had to use more logic of how to get through bad situations. um, and that's not counting out divine masculines, certain divine masculines who have really had to fight, but they sit naturally in their divine masculine. Their blockage, which is what this is a challenge, their blockage is more of um, not allowing for any type of emotion. So repressed emotions, childhood issues, childhood, you know, um, wounding that they refuse to look at. So they're just solidly in their masculine. So they're, this whole time period prior is about a lot of people in their, a lot of the collective in their masculine energy. And when you get a lot of masculine energy, what is that? That's a UFC fight. That's a boxing match. That is, head to head power trips, arguments, fights, control, ego, you name it, right? Well, now we're being pushed forward a little bit to where the feminine can relax a little bit into their feminine energy, and they're learning how to receive. And the masculines are learning too how they can't be all masculine, because that creates just a jerk. I wanted to say other things, but um, you know, but I mean, if that's all that they know, then, but they are being pushed into doing a lot of self-reflection and healing. And there's been a lot of conflict with this five of wands. A lot. This is saying to me, there's a lot of deep-seated conflict in taking action, right? Because you've got conflict of taking action, and then you have planning to take action, right? So really having to work through this up through here, to the planning position from the subconscious, right? Because this is more of a what's at the head of the matter right now. This could be conflict from other people, or this could be just conflict internally. And then you have somebody who goes from the conflict that is externally or internally, and moving up through being able to receive and balance out energies, right, with the Temperance card and this more feminine energy, ending whatever needs to be ended in their life, whether it's being like this, where they're not putting that compassion and emotional balance in perspective. So they're ending that, and that leads to more of this planning on what to do, how to move forward. So, going on our little path there that we talked about. And then the Knight of Wands is about taking that action, right? And the pages are about messages. The Knights are about actually doing, right? Still some young energy, but this is all new. Whether this be feminine, your course, or divine masculine, um, externally, this is your goal. The 10, I said, you know what? So I said, oh, you know what? No, we have no, we don't. Okay, Jen, get a hold of yourself here. What we don't have is 10 of Wands. We have 10 of Pentacles here. The 10 of Wands is about burdens. And I think that is more on this Taurian side, and that's maybe what's been balanced out with the Temperance card. So we don't have the 10 of Wands, but we do have what I said is one of my favorite cards, is the 10 of Pentacles, because this is it all, and this is what we're trying to achieve. This is what we are trying. This is what's in our external environment, that we want, that we're hoping for, that these things are happening. That's the why. And then in the internal is the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles is stability, wanting structure, stability, that grounded yet compassionate type of feminine energy, right? And this is what's within us. This is more of a stable, any of the pentacles are more of a stable way of growth. Okay. So the hope is for you or your person, the hope is that there will be a decision that's made. Your person, you have somebody here, either you or your person, who is afraid to make this decision. There's a lot of holdback, and just has to do with worried about making the wrong decision, worried about life actually changing, scared of life changing, especially if they've been living in the same type of life for a really, really long time, moving maybe more into spirituality, which is more about that feminine energy, right? So the potential final outcome, and I'm going to clarify these real quick, but is that Virgo energy, which is about the hermit, going deep, soul searching, finding within your person's finding within themselves roots that maybe need to be severed, and roots that have needed to stay and teach them a lesson. They're learning about healing, past, forgiving, moving on, that they can't be stuck here, because this is major arcana. The Tower is major arcana. You don't get a choice with the Tower. It's coming. So either you're going to put in the effort and kind of choose your way, or the Tower, the universe, major arcana, is going to do it for you in some way. And it's always rougher that way, for sure. So let me get an idea of what's what's going on? I'm going to clarify these real quick. Okay. So tell me what this ending was of, universe. Okay, so solitude, learning to there's somebody has questioned whether they want to uh, be single, stay single, whether they want to um, leave a relationship and be on their own. You know, this process could be something where somebody hasn't been on their own, um, truly on their own, making their own decisions, maybe being stuck or trapped in an unfair situation, or, you know, um, maybe just within their head. So what this is saying is somebody is becoming independent of a conflict as well, and that's what the ending is, which is also what this temperance card reflects, is a balancing out of a situation. So something's ended, which it is nice. I mean, that's great. That's great energy to, become isolated, become breaking off from some type of conflict. What is this conflict? What was this conflict? Something that was very complicated. Somebody was restricted. There were a lot of boundaries and holding somebody back, holding, or even somebody leaving, because you can see that they are like they're broken apart, trying to hang on maybe, and it just became too complicated. Um, but there's an ending of this now. Maybe there's some guards that are being, brought down, some boundaries that are being, lowered, or even some boundaries that are put up because of, you know, issues that, somebody's not going to take it anymore. They're done. They're finally um, making sure that people know what their own personal boundaries are. What's this 10 of Cups? Yeah, decision making. So decision regarding some type of friendship, relationship, some type of connection with somebody, a decision about whether this certain friendship or the certain relationship or connection makes them happy. So if you're waiting for somebody, or this could be you in deciding with, your current situation, um, regarding people in your life. 2 of Wands, let's see what this planning is. So new perspective on how to achieve dreams, and wanting to get things together and in line with taking this, Knight of Wands action. Um, so there's been jealousy. Somebody's jealous of this movement. Somebody is um, some type of relationship. Somebody has gotten in the way. There's 3 people here of 2 people here. So somebody has gotten in the way and blinded your person, or blinded you, thinking this was the way to be. Maybe that there was a lack of, oh yeah, that there was a lack of equal give and take, but it was suiting them. So I mean, they're all good, right? This reciprocity, you and your person could be mirroring each other, learning how to love yourself first and foremost. Remember when I was talking about the interdependent type of relationship is the only way to be with somebody, because codependent, um, co-creating is different than codependent. You're not dependent on anybody but yourself when you are learning about self-love. And when you're in an energy where there is no reciprocity, and one person is taking all of it and the other person is giving all of it, there's a lack of self-value and self-worth and love. So you and your person are mirroring each other, in sorts of how that plays out for you, loving yourself and deciding what is fair for you. So let's look at this Why is the Ten of Coins here in the external? Okay, so there is a relationship, a soulmate connection, compromising, maybe in a connection, in a twin flame connection, a soulmate connection that is known that through compromising, there can be this great happiness, this fulfillment in all areas of life when you co-create and work together. There's that potential, there's that opportunity. So that does sit in the midst, within the energy that is available. What is this Knight of Wands? This in the potential future. So taking, that's interesting. I think this is talking about getting comfortable in maybe, okay, so I think that we're learning a lot about ourselves and about like social media and, this who, what we value in dating and what we get comfortable in. If we get comfortable in toxicity, toxic people around us, dating, a lot of people dating or just in love or love relationships, there's a lot of them out there that are toxic because of this devil energy, this obsessive energy. And as you can see, these are lined up, you know, everything happens for a reason. So moving beyond taking this action, this Knight of Wands action, your person is learning about what is toxic, within their environment, in, their home, what they're comfortable with, with a lot of people around in relationships, learning a lot about this and how maybe third parties, addictions, coping, ways of being, ways of thinking, roots of, childhood wounding, or the way that our parents, there's a lot of messages this week about the way that our families did things. Well, that's the only choice, and it's not. And I think that this is all the learning process, these epiphanies that are taking place in regards to moving past this, whether this be you or your person, but somebody is learning. What is this Queen of Pentacles in? Actually, yeah, Queen of Pentacles in the internal. Yeah, through this clarity and this understanding, somebody is able to release, release the instability within their lives. And this is also saying to me that if that somebody is changing their mind or is looking back on an opportunity that they felt that they had either missed or taken advantage of, because it says release and clarity. So I think that getting clarity on maybe a potential of some type of missed opportunity, or a maybe somebody that was a stable offer for them, a stable choice, or a business offer that was stable, that somebody let go of or disregarded, and now there's a clarity about maybe that wasn't the right choice. What is this Five of Wands? Jeez, we're on 33 minutes already. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. So what is this conflict about? So in the subconscious, somebody is wanting something different. They want something different, and there's a great temptation, there's an opportunity that is hanging in the energy of being able to have a new start, a new beginning. It's going to take this decision making and the releasing and the understanding of what's been in their way, taking off the blindfold. This could be your person about somebody else. This could be you about them about you. Just taking off that blindfold, making some decisions about friendships, understanding, putting up boundaries, standing up for yourself, right? We've seen a lot of messages about that as well. And then planning on how to move past those blockages and those barriers, and take the lessons and learn from them. And in doing so, this is leading you or your person to these great promises that, are potentials in this energy. What is the Two of Swords? Being able to make a decision to, because there's been such a heavy push and pressure in this North Node energy, but being able to just be okay with change, relax, and sit back. And again, I was talking about receiving the change that's coming and not fighting it anymore. I'm getting a sense that there's been a lot of resistance to to changes. And what I've learned over this last few years of my life is that life is constantly changing. And if you just flow with it, if you just roll with the energy, again, the universe transforms the energy around you to, and I made a really good point yesterday. I'm going to say it again in case you're just joining me for this video. But when you fear in one type of energy, whatever that is, and you have a lot of fear, it creates resistance and things might change, still change, especially if the universe is in charge of it. And so you're pushing against a force that just laughs at you, right? And things change anyways. And then it's just miserable through the whole thing. If you can learn to sit back and in a more neutral way and just accept whatever the change is, because it's always trying to change you for good and better. When you do that, the fear is no longer valid because the universe is also changing the energy that you're living in and everything around you. So let's say you fear, let's say that you fear, let's say you're going to college, okay, and you're resisting like leaving because you have this really great friend group or whatever, and you're really scared because you've been tight, for a long time, and you're worried about or fearing the fact that maybe you won't um, have the support system or have, that you'll lose contact with people. And everybody, usually moves on in life eventually at some point. But what happens is there's this shift where then, okay, if you don't move, then others are moving away and they're going to their own colleges. And it's kind of like the energy shifting it, you're staying put, and then you're left there and everybody's gone. If you would have just rolled with it and flowed with it, and if your intuition said go, everything will be okay. You'll still find connections. You'll still, keep track of each other in this energy, and you head off to college. What happens is the energy is shifted around you so that those fears that was in that one energy when you were scared and stuck, no longer is valid because the universe has shaped it around you, and you end up in a neutral sense accepting manifestations and great things that a lot of times is even better than what you were worried you'd lose in the first place. And so then the energy shifts around and it shifts the way you feel too. So we think that we can control the way we feel. That is not true. That is energetically energy, and astrology, planetary alignments, transits, all of that affects human behavior. And so what you don't know is what you don't know. And that could be, you don't know if maybe you'd actually feel so much better. Maybe you guys keep track of each other now that you're not so close. Maybe you guys contact each other and communicate with each other even more at that point. I don't know. That was just kind of a silly little, somebody needed that. Someone's going to college. Go to college. Go to college. Um, Maybe somebody's going to school. You know, my point is that the fears in the energy that you're in will not be the fears, if you just roll with it, will not be the same fears in the same energy because the energy is changing, which means it might not be a fear anymore. It might even be better in a new energy that the universe will for sure be shifting around you as you're accepting what the universe wants to bring in. So anyways, there's a little thought. Okay, so let's end this with the potential final outcome with the Hermit. What do we have for that? Oh, wow, look at that. That kind of like hit my intimacy. So, mm, um, so there's jealousy and intimacy. Those are two very, look at that, um, like light and dark. Look at that. That says something. So there is and my light, oh, my light's even acting weird. Did you guys see that? It kind of faded in and out. That was weird. I wonder if you can see that on the screen. But the Hermit Virgo energy is about going deep and figuring out what this dark energy can be, and learning how to heal that. If there is, maybe your person or you have had challenges with intimacy, being close to people, or simply because maybe you've been screwed over, or trust, somebody has trusted somebody and somebody else has, betrayed that trust. So in this message, this is, through all this will surface, right? Bring to the surface, um, maybe these feelings, these issues, these deep rooted, deep seated issues. And this is where more of that feminine, that spirituality, the softening a little bit will help in these, this moment of really fighting the dark and the light. Um, Give me a couple more on that. So the bottom of the deck is usually what you don't see coming, eventually. So yeah, somebody choosing to leave a situation, maybe move away from a situation that, yeah, and they're going to be, so your person could be communicating with you about um, moving on, or communicate about leaving where they're at. You might be communicating or talking to somebody, you might get messages in regards to somebody going a different direction. What does that have to do with jealousy and intimacy? Taking action because of a passion. So somebody has, so action is about the Knight of Wands, taking action. There's a desire. What I'm getting is taking action. There's a desire to burn off this deception, and the deception has come in maybe this stagnancy in waiting, not making a decision, and finally this, um, and I'm hearing either to remain in this jealousy state, this stagnant, darker energy state. This could be with where your person is, or where you are, and versus more of a compassionate, receptive, feminine energy, that releases and forgives and um, removes themselves, or you remove yourself from the jealousy, whatever that is, just with what somebody else has, with what somebody else does or says, or watching another person's life, or and really going deep within that to break through these old blocks and patterns, this um, ancestral chains that maybe have been passed down through programming as a child. And then in doing so, moving past this deception, taking that action, no longer waiting, making decisions, and actually taking that action, and potentially leaving either a mind space, an addiction, leaving somebody, going towards somebody, just moving, and communicating, taking some action, and being transparent about it, is the potential energy outcome that this holds, which is very positive, and it leads from a tower moment into spirituality. It leads from a darker to a lighter, and there's quite the process of transformation within that. So that's a lot, but it gives you an idea of maybe what somebody is dealing with around you. And so have compassion for people around you who are dealing with a lot of pressure and a lot of life changing events that are happening, as they are asking the question of why is all this happening? Why do I have to go this direction? Where am I going to get to? Um, so anyways, collective, I hope that helps, and I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. I will be on this weekend on video doing some more videos for you. But you guys have a great Friday night, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.